I just wanted to share a little with you guys what it's done for me. And let me see if I can share the screen. I'm going to try. Let me see. I don't know. How do I do this? Oh, okay. Can everybody see that? We're good? Okay. All right. Hopefully I can take off this thing. All right. So as everybody should know, personal development is one of our 3 vital behaviors. And I really kind of feel like it's something that easily gets overlooked. I know that up until now, it's been overlooked a lot by me. Let's see. Let me just start by saying probably September and October were really rough months for me. Let's see. I was on the Fitz Dynasty Diamond Retreat, and one of my coaches just up and canceled, a coach that I thought was going to be a business builder. From there, I had like 2 other coaches just go inactive. I mean, just everything where I thought I was making a big uphill climb, everything kind of just like went downhill in about September. And October, I just felt so discouraged, and I was really doubting whether I could do this and whether I wanted to even do this. And it was right around that time that I don't know how I started doing it, but I started listening to podcasts in my car, in the carpool line, picking up my kids from school. Then it turned into whenever I was driving around, especially alone in the car, driving to errands all over the place, walking through the grocery store. I've kind of become a little obsessed with it. And in that time, I've just seen a complete turnaround, not even in anything I'm intentionally doing, but I think just having that positivity constantly being broadcast at me has kind of just turned my attitude around and made my posting better and made me more attractive to people. I think that your negativity, when you're kind of feeling bad about what you're doing, it just shines through. Whether you can say every positive affirmation you want, and people kind of see through it. So I think that that's kind of made the turnaround in my business in the past couple months. So anyway, different ways to get PD. I've had a few of my personally sponsored coaches come to me and say, "Oh, I'm not much of a reader. I have a really hard time getting personal development because I don't like to read." And while I'm an avid reader, and that's never a problem for me, I almost laugh because really you can get personal development anywhere. If you're into books, you can read books. You can listen to audiobooks in the car. Like I said, a big thing for me has been the podcasts lately. I'm going to share a couple of my favorite ones a little bit later on. But they've been a big difference because you just plug them in and, 15, 30 minutes later, as you're just driving around in the car, your personal development's done. Another way to gain personal development is if you are a person of faith, if you go to church or temple or whatever religious services that you attend, those can be very enlightening. I know that for me, I do go to church nearly every Sunday. And I always come away feeling inspired and feeling like I can better relate to people or, feel better about myself and my place in the world. So that counts as personal development on Sunday morning or Saturday or whenever it is you attend religious services. Another way that's helped my husband, who's now trying to build his business, he's really enjoyed videos. I mean, YouTube is just a great resource. I mean, you type in any kind of anything, Beachbody coach, inviting, 3 vital behaviors, whatever, you can find a video about it. And as well, another thing that's helped my husband particularly is he has a guy that he meets up with once every other week or so, and they have kind of for lack of a better word, like a mentoring relationship. And they meet and encourage each other and ask each other how they're doing and offer each other advice, with whether it be business advice, personal advice, they both go to our church, the other man goes to our church as well. So they, give each other spiritual help, that sort of thing. So that's something else, that's maybe not a daily PD that you can do, but it's another way to kind of enrich yourself. And I kind of wrote down there, really the way I see personal development is that it's anything that enriches your way of thinking, helps you become a better person and improve your business. So any way you can find it, I think, is good. So, and then obviously why it's important. I feel like it many ways educates you. There's so many times that I read something or I hear something and it causes me to think about my business or my personal life in a way that I've never thought of it. It may even be obvious. A lot of times it is obvious. It's a place where I think, goodness, I never thought of it. It's obvious. It's, should be slapping me in the face, but it's something that, I just never thought of it in that particular way. As well as many times it boosts your confidence. And particularly for me, it's created a lot of opportunity for my posting. And I'm going to show you a couple examples. All right, so I have 3 examples of posts that I've done recently that pertained to personal development in one way or another. So this first one was just about a week ago, a little over a week ago. And in this example, the quote that I'm using isn't even from any personal development that I've been doing. It was just something that I found that related. And in this particular post, I'm not even mentioning anything about personal development. It's just kind of an overflow of what I've been reading. So I've been reading Hands-Free Life, which is about kind of disconnecting from the busyness and just enjoying the moments that you're in with your family and the things that mean the most to you. And so over the holiday season, I've made a concerted effort toward slowing down and just enjoying the season and not getting caught up in the stress and the busyness. So in this particular post, I don't even mention anything about the personal development that I've been doing, but I mention how it's kind of enriched my life and changed my life without obviously mentioning it. And I ended up getting quite a few likes and a couple different comments on there from people saying that they needed it and that, they were grateful that I posted about that and that they could relate to what I was trying to say. And I think ultimately that's the best kind of feedback that I can get on any kind of personal development post. If I put out a personal development post, I want to touch something in somebody and make them feel something, feel like they can relate to me or that I'm relating to them, and just kind of make people feel like they're not alone, possibly in what is stressing them out. Or, this is a very real thing to me. Last Christmas, I told my husband that I hated Christmas and that I just always was waiting for it to be over because I just felt that tense and stressed over it. And that made me sad. So, I figure there's other women out there who are feeling the same way. So anyway, that got a pretty good response. Now, this one is one from probably 2 weeks ago or so. And this is a more obvious personal development post. I'm talking about how I had been listening to a podcast about overcoming perfectionism. And then this particular quote from the podcast jumped out at me. And I'm just sitting there. Obviously, I'm in the carpool line at my son's school, which is where I do a lot of my personal development. And so this particular quote popped out at me. And I was like, oh, I'm going to share this. Because again, somebody out there is going to relate to pushing for perfectionism and trying to, never moving forward because they're spending too much time worrying about what's getting it perfect. So again, I got a pretty good response on that one as well. And then my third example is of me reading my personal development while my family works out. So this one is a little bit even more obvious. Like, here I am, I'm sitting here, I'm reading a book, and, you know, I'm not necessarily mentioning what I'm reading about. So this one isn't really meant to inspire so much, but maybe to draw attention that, you know, I'm sitting here reading and, you know, I'm kind of sneaking in the fact that my family's working out while I'm doing my personal development. So anyway, those were just a couple little examples of how I kind of sneak it in. You know, it doesn't have to be a real obvious, hey, I'm reading personal development and I'm learning this. It can just kind of be sneaking it in, so to speak. Okay, so I have a couple suggested personal development, and I forgot to write down the authors of the books, but these are books that I'm sure you have heard of before. I used those because they were probably my 3 favorites that I've read so far. And they're very different from each other. The Compound Effect being much more business related. You know, it's personal related too, but, you know, it certainly has an impact on business decisions. You're a Badass, which I'm sure most of us have read as well, which has helped a lot with confidence. And I'm in the middle of reading the 4 Agreements. I'm reading that and that Hands-Free Life book right now. And that has kind of helped with understanding that other people's actions are not necessarily personal, which I do take other people's actions very personally. So that's something I've really had to work on, is not pleasing people and other people's decisions, not taking them personally. All right, so some of my favorite podcasts right now, I kind of started out with listening to The Chalene Show and Build Your Tribe with Chalene Johnson. I like how energetic she is, and she's just very infectious. You know, her positivity and her energy just makes it easy to listen to her. So she has 2 different shows. The Chalene Show is more of a helping your personal life and your confidence. You know, some of them are fitness related. Build Your Tribe is more business related and helping grow your business and advice in that realm. Second one is The Charged Life with Brendan Burchard. And well, first of all, the Chalene ones run about 30 minutes. So they're not super long. They're kind of great for the carpool line. And let's see, The Charged Life, those are shorter. Those are about 15 minutes long. They're very relational, very inspiring. I like those. Those are a nice quick one if you only have a little bit of time to listen. This Is Your Life with Michael Hyatt. This is not one of my top favorites. Like, I listen to the other ones a lot more than his. He's a lot more business related, business advice, running your business, being a leader. And his run a little bit longer. They run about 40 minutes. And then one of my new favorites is The School of Greatness with Lewis Howes. And I came across him because Chalene Johnson interviewed him a month or 2 ago on one of her shows. And he's a former athlete, a former pro arena football player. And he has a really great story that he shared on the Chalene Show. And his podcasts are kind of a blend between, sometimes he's interviewing celebrities or pro athletes and finding out what has made them great, different inspiring stories, how they've overcome, as well as some of his podcasts are just him talking and offering advice. One thing I really like about his is that on Fridays, he has a 5-minute Friday, and it's almost like an affirmation. So if you have just, say, like 5 minutes driving from your house to Publix, you can tune into the 5-minute Fridays in the archives, and it's like a quick, inspiring, like I said, almost like an affirmation type thing, where he's just kind of giving you a quick motivation and inspiration. So that's good as well. All right, so this is my last slide. I talked a little bit about how to fit it in, because the other excuse I hear is that there isn't time to do PD, even the 10 or 15 minutes to 20 minutes that we should be doing. So some of my advice is bringing your book with you to your appointments. There's a lot of times when you're just kind of sitting around, not doing anything, and you can be reading, as well as maybe on your lunch break. You can read, you can watch, you can listen with your headphones on. I work as a preschool teacher, and 2 days a week I'm putting kids down for a nap. And so from, 1:30 to 2:30 while they're sleeping and before I go home, I kind of sneak it in. So, don't tell my boss, because I guess I should be making lesson plans or something. But anyway, a lot of times I end up listening or watching videos or, reading. Well, it's hard to read my book in the dark in the napping room, but anyway, so I kind of fit it in here and there. So like I've said a couple times, I've been listening in the carpool line like crazy. I end up with about a half an hour on the days when I stay at work till 2:30. My son's school is very close to my work. So this is kind of where I ending up doing this is I get out at 2:30. He needs to be picked up at 3, and it's silly for me to drive home and come back. So I've started kind of parking myself in the carpool line and listening to personal development in the carpool line. And I had a couple moms come and ask me what in the world I was doing. So kind of started some good conversations. They're like, why are you here so early? And what in the world are you doing? And then a couple times I have even just listened while I was grocery shopping or at Target or whatever. What else are you doing? So anyway, I think that is pretty much it. I think the only other thing that I would add is something that I've been doing is keeping a notebook as well. So I've been keeping a notebook and kind of taking notes about the PD that I have been listening to and reading. And, that's great for going back for posting, or, times when I think, didn't I hear something about this? I can't really remember what was said. So I can go back and just take a look at it. So, but that's me. I was a school person. So anyway, all right. So that is it.
Thank you. And I love that last tip, because really you can read and listen and really submerge yourself all day long with personal development. But if you're not doing anything with it, then what the heck? It's really that action, taking it and applying it and using it to grow yourself and grow your business. So I love that notebook idea. I just went ahead and subscribed to most of those podcasts because I didn't have any of those, and I love all those people. So thank you for that. Please share your slides on the team page. I didn't screenshot, so I figured you could just share them. I love the car time too. We're all in the car, so it really is a great time instead of listening to music, unless you just need to, relax your mind, listen to music. I get it. I love music too. So I know that can be important. At the same time, if it's not necessary, like when my kids go to school quite a bit away, so that whole 45, 50 minutes, I'm catching up on wake-up calls or listening to podcasts. And then I have ideas to implement and share with you guys. And so, yes, I love just taking advantage of that extra time. I haven't gotten to be that crazy person with the headphones at the grocery store, but I love the idea. I haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah, I don't do it all the time. Usually what it is that I start listening on my car drive and then I park and I'm like, well, I want to hear the rest of it. So I end up walking around in the grocery store with it on too.
Totally. Love it. So thank you for sharing your posts, because I'm telling you, it was such a great difference, your posts versus just saying, basically whatever. I don't know. I can't even think of like a very basic post. I could see the difference. I was seeing the difference in your interactions and your words and everything. It was really just like you were coming out, and I was loving it. So I'm just so excited and proud of you. And great call. Anybody have anything to add or questions? Anybody? Any friends? No. My little one passed out. It wasn't 2 minutes. She was like gone. We were out on a little shopping date, so I couldn't just pop her in the bed. She wanted to be with me. Um, well, thank you so much. What do we got? 2 days till Christmas, 1 week left in 2015. This is such an exciting time. And I know we're all having, like, for me, this week's been nutso, but it's all good. It's all good. Yesterday, Andon had some oral surgery, and he's healing. Yes, great call, Sam. Sam Crisley says. So we're just going to take it easy the next couple of days, and I plan to fully be present with my family. But come December 26th, I got work to do. I'm so excited to do it. So I'm on no sleep till the end of the year. And I'm excited about it. This is an exciting time as we head into the new year. I'm sure everybody on this call has challenge groups set up for the beginning of the year that you're already forming and getting people ready. So this is such an exciting time. Does anybody have anything to add? Sarah, I love seeing you with your scarf all cozy there. We're in I'm thinking 80s. What?
It's supposed to be 85 on Christmas Day. So.
Yeah. I was out.
It was 75 when I was driving in the car on the way home from Melbourne today. So
insane. Yeah, Adela and I were out tonight on a little date and sitting outside at a restaurant, and she has like a sundress and sandals, and oh my goodness. And Sarah shows her photos, and they're like sledding, and it's like winter wonderland. Like, wow. Well, thank you guys so much. Everybody have a great night. Have a great Christmas Eve and Merry Christmas. I hope your holiday is just so wonderful with your family or however you spend it. I just hope that it's just an amazing time. So thank you so much, Sam. I really appreciate it. I will post the recording maybe tonight, if not tonight, first thing in the morning. So thanks so much. Everybody have a great night. Bye, guys.